Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced, mixed, and edited by M5 Studios.
This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast that when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. I'm Jake.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Rob.
And like it or not, gentle ladies and gentlemen, we are the host for tonight's episode. And what's going on, everyone? How you doing?
Nothing. I feel like snapping.
So, joining us tonight is Tracy Lambright, one of my longtime old friends. He is...
Well, I gotta be old.
How many years away are you from your birthday? There you go. Is that better?
A lot further away than I am.
Oh, shit. Never mind, it backfired.
All right.
So, Tracy is, I met Tracy like almost 20 years ago. He did one of my first like really good tattoos. And he's been doing most all of my tattoos since then. And so we thought it'd be cool to bring him on the show and kind of talk about the tattoo industry, where it's going, where it's been.
What it's like to get hurt by one, you know.
What it's like to get tattooed when your tattoo artist is pissed off at something else other than you.
That's awesome.
I think mine was pissed.
That definitely happened.
Yeah, I mean, he let you get that tattooed on you. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
If you came to me and I wanted me I would be pissed off too. If you wanted me a tattoo.
Let me ask you something first off. Like, when somebody comes in, do you judge them like, okay, this guy, I bet this fucking guy wants this kind of tattoo, and like you're spot on?
Like, am I like, this guy's a condom?
Yeah, something like that. Like, you know, like you predict or anticipate. Not anymore, but you actually did.
I've been tattooing 20 years. So.
Yeah, so that's what I figured. Like,
Before,
maybe you would see a pattern in certain people. Like, okay, this guy seems like he
Definitely
wants,
repetition.
this and that. Yeah.
Godsmack's son.
Godsmack's son. I was going to say, like, what are some, like, fan favorites? Like, people.
Well, years ago, I'd say early 2000s, it was definitely Tramp Stamps and Godsmack, Sublime.
Godsmack.
Basically anything you can find at Spencer's.
Walk around Bazaar, find some artwork.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was good, man.
Yeah.
So,
would you do a the classic Kiss My Ass tattoo or like your name?
Or I Heart Mom?
A lot of times you get those jockaloids that come in and...
what are they called again?
Jockaloids.
Chads.
Chads.
Oh, okay.
Now they're called Chads.
It used to be Jockaloids.
Our listeners are going to have a very vivid vocabulary after this because this is
they evolved.
This is one of the great
Chads.
things that I love about Tracy is he has like the greatest vocabulary of insults for people.
I love it.
You've ever
when
met
you
in your
insult
life.
somebody, put some effort. Don't be lazy. Don't do the same shit.
He's definitely not lazy when it comes to the insults.
I commend you, sir. That's awesome.
It actually takes no effort. It just happens.
That's cool.
But
Even
I don't like
better.
myself that much either, so
Effortless.
it works well.
There you go. Turn a negative into a positive. That works.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I don't do the butt cheek tats on the dudes. They're usually full of shit anyways.
Oh, have you been requested, though?
Well, they just come in, they want to be cute, and then we run them off.
They want to be cute. You're getting cute with me, huh?
They're all hammered, and they're like, we want to do this, and it's like, we've heard it.
So, like, good question, too. I mean, good point, like, about being hammered. Like, people, do you get that? How often do you get people like that?
We used to get it a lot. I mean, I've been in a shop for 15 years where we do large-scale custom work, so we kind of dilute that easily by our rates and the work that we do.
So, like, that mean, is that legal? Can they fucking... I know I see it in movies. I don't know, like, in real life, though. I'm just curious.
For instance, like, I have a client that's an attorney. He's getting a bodysuit. He'll come in with a bottle of wine, and he'll pour me a glass, and he'll have the rest of it, and I won't even finish mine. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if it gets him through getting his lower back or his ass cheeks tattooed, then
okay,
that's fine.
so
as long as he's not being
okay. So like he's using it for more of like like for relief to handle or tolerate the pain,
like calm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not like Linhart where he walked into a tattoo shop and was like, I need you to tattoo Master Shake on the back of my calf.
No, that's what I was going for. Like I didn't think
down with that.
That would make sense. They would
have that one.
I like that guy.
They would
have, do it. But
they would have people like you, the guy you described, because my vision was just what's it called, just narrow, and it's just thinking about the classic, just some drunk dumbass like, I'll get this tattoo.
I mean, that's how it is in street shops, and tattooing's changed so much because, unfortunately, TV and internet. But it's been Well,
let's talk about how you started. Okay. How did you get into tattooing?
I want to go back to that too eventually, like on your thoughts about changing. So
Well, I was hanging sheetrock with my uncle, which he's a savage. And
your Uncle Mike?
Yeah. We're not going to go into what he does, but
we don't have to.
We love him either way. And I didn't have a lot of options as a teen. I was already on my own at 16, so I went right into hanging sheetrock, which is not something I really wanted to do, but it was money. It was more money it's more money than I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
So, but we would go to lunch, and he would always have tattoo magazines, and I would look at them just because I was bored. And I remember coming across one that had a very small interview with the Yakuza, like older men with full bodysuits.
Wow.
And it just blew me away. That's what made me want a tattoo, was seeing that. That's the only reason I wanted a tattoo.
So were you already a half decent artist or a good artist before that, or did you have to teach yourself how to draw and stuff?
I mean, I played football and basketball in high school, and I wrote. I thought I wanted to be a writer, actually. Like, I was really into literature and history and stuff before I started partying too hard. But
not too late.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's just the Asian artwork. Which
I was gonna say, so it was the Yakuza that sold you.
No, well, it's always been I've always been into that. Just in general, the different styles of martial arts or whatever,
Gotcha.
So just kind of went hand in hand, and then seeing someone covered and that devoted was very impressive, I think.
Yeah.
So how'd you get it? This kind of lead into kind of what Paul was talking about. Is how do you get in? Besides going and buying a tattoo machine on the internet now, which is what people do, like back in late 90s, early 2000s, like how do you get into tattooing? Like in case nobody knows how this works.
Back in the day, most shops are ran by bikers, and they were scary. So if you went in there and you asked questions, you get your ass kicked or bounced out for sure. So if you're smart, I mean that's the honesty. I mean, if you were smart, you would just go in there and get tattooed and shut the fuck up. Yeah, you can learn a lot by watching, but most people aren't that smart when they're in their early, 19 or 20 years old, right? So
right.
And I'm not a thief or anything, but to be honest,
I like where this is going now.
Yeah. I somehow acquired an overhead projector for a graffiti artist friend of mine. And he had a machine, and I got that machine. And then my uncle made me a homemade power supply. And actually, I got to back up. That was later. What actually happened is I told my uncle I wanted to learn how to tattoo. And he was like, okay, that's cool. So he made me more of a biker prison style machine with literally you plug it into the wall. So there's no...
Oh, wow.
There's no you can't do anything.
No regulating the
we
power,
plugged it into
goes.
it. We put it on a 6-way so we could at least turn it off and on.
Oh, nice.
And then that night I tattooed a big piece on my leg, which is horrific. And then I did the Undertaker logo on my friend's leg in a trailer in Dayton, Texas.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure someone got power bombed that night.
Well, after the tattoo?
During the tattoo. Because someone was like, you can't power bomb me, and then happened, and he scraped his forehead on the top of the trailer. It had that crusty stuff on the top. Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to tattoo me.
Yeah.
That's how you christen a tattoo.
Yeah.
God damn. The middle of it.
I did a couple, and then eventually I got that machine, and that helped. And then I started hanging out at shops. There's a notorious shop in Houston. We're not going to name the name, but I hung out there for a long time and kind of just was slapped around and told what to do, and I had to pay for, when we would go to eat, I would pay for it, or whatever, just doing whatever I could to kind of get in. Back then, you just had to. It was very difficult to get in, But once you were in, you were kind of part of the crew, right? So, and then that guy that I was trying to get in with there, he was above my uncle. They left and they had their own thing, and then I went there and redid all of the same abuse.
Wow, this ain't over.
Yeah, and then
And you're basically like just sterilizing machines and needles and grips and.
I mean, I was actually scrubbing needles, which it is legal to reuse needles. I had no idea that you were supposed to wear gloves at the time.
Oh, man, where's that?
Because
You want to say that out loud?
gloves were precious at that point.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years ago, nitrile gloves didn't exist.
No, it was all latex. That's why I have a very severe allergy to latex.
Oh, wow.
Even if someone popped a latex glove across the street, like I'll just start breaking out in hives.
Jeez, really? That's sensitive?
Yeah.
The inner earphones are latex inside you.
That's fucked up, man. I'm scared the guy.
I'm gonna look like the guy. I'm gonna look like the guy from Mad.
Oh, the big old.
Yeah. That's gonna be great.
Alfred P. Newman.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive that you pulled that out like that.
Yeah.
I had
no
it back
shit.
there
Good
somewhere.
shit,
The Vizzies were in the way. No, but I mean, yeah. Once that happened, I took enough shit, and the guy, unfortunately, is not alive. Not surprising. He's a cool guy, though. Kind of scary, but cool guy. He told me one day, he was like, "All right, you need $1,200," and I was like, "Wow, that's a weird number. You just came up with that out of nowhere."
for like an apprenticeship or
equipment. So
okay.
back then, you had to be vetted to even get equipment.
Wow,
good equipment. I mean, there was one company that would sell to anyone.
Yeah,
but nobody really went to that company. So
to get decent equipment, you had to have somebody like vouch for you so that they would sell to you.
Actually, they had to have people vouch for them, and that's how they kept it. That's how they controlled it.
Yeah, it's an interesting process for.
Well, it's actually a smart process because there was only so many people getting tattooed, so you had to control the amount of tattooers. Unlike now, every little Billy that wants to draw, his parents are grateful that he wants to do something. They open him a shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Don't
I
just
see
buy
like
a machine. Open
well,
the
then,
whole shop.
yeah. Well, then
do
going
that,
back to
though.
like I don't know if you want to segue or not. If we're still talking about something else, but just that point right there about how things are changed versus like you just said right now, anybody can fucking do it, whatever. Versus you going through the ropes and earning your way. Essentially,
the first 5 years were horrific.
Yeah.
I mean,
damn, 5 years.
I count it. It actually goes further than that, but I mean, I count those as. I appreciate those years.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why I think some tattooers get along with other tattooers and respect each other because they went through the same thing.
Right.
Kind of that shared struggle.
Yeah.
It's an education that
you
get an education in a different way. You learn how to deal with crazy clientele. You learn how to deal with chicks that shit their pants in your face while you're doing a lower back tattoo, which happened to me.
Oh my God!
Like
really?
That's the whole bottle rocket incident.
rocket.
We could talk about that later.
Well, I mean, that also goes back to like respecting the job. Also,
I like to
being
just talk about like
what
your
you have.
best of stories.
We'll get to
later.
that. That's there's some good ones.
There's some.
I'm looking forward. Yeah.
You're getting on. You're learning you're getting better, and
I'm not getting better.
I'm just saying.
Let's just get one thing right.
Come on.
No. I mean, at that point, no.
So at that point, you're not.
So what would happen?
How do you get paid to do your first tattoo?
This is what would happen is you get in, and then that guy totally takes advantage of the situation. but that was normal, right?
Yeah.
But that's how it went. And then you would eventually, which I got canned from that place because of a bad vibe, which meant probably my attitude, because I was like 19 or 20 years old and very feisty. So I moved on. And back then, I mean, you opened the phone book and started cold calling tattoo shops and seeing if they need people, you know?
Yeah.
So you said you were 19 at the time. What age were you when you started? Like 16, 17?
No. I really didn't start. I wouldn't say I started in a shop, like a legitimate tattoo shop, until I was probably 20, 21 years old.
Oh, okay. But before, prior, like you're working your way. I mean,
I was fiddling,
okay,
to say the least.
Gotcha.
They call it kitchen magician or whatever. You know? that kind of shit.
Nice.
You know what I mean? But not everybody now. They don't go through that, but my generation, they all did that. I mean, it was kind of it was as cool as being a skateboarder or punk rock or whatever.
Yeah,
like
respecting the culture.
It was a metal dude.
Yeah,
it's like same thing. It's like we're gonna tattoo each other. It's like crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting, man.
You get a little better with every tattoo kind of thing.
I didn't
just.
I think once I got some decent equipment and a little bit of guidance, then I started to excel. And I wouldn't say that really happened until I got to Scorpion.
Yeah.
And I've been there over 15 years. So the first 5 years were just hilarious. I mean, it's just
was worth it though.
And now looking back, I wouldn't trade it. It's fun. It was fun.
Good growing. I mean, just stepping stones towards where you're at now. Like, it's important.
I mean, talk about the Houston
good foundation.
I've known Tracy through most of this process because when I met you. I'm going to name names because I don't give a fuck because I don't,
Yeah.
And so, like, when I met Tracy, you were at, the shop's not even around anymore, but it was,
I think Texas Tattoo's still there.
You were at Houston Tattoo Emporium or Texas Tattoo Emporium.
Yeah, I think it's still there.
But I don't think it's called, the building's still there. I forget what it's called now, but.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I think 713 is in that building now. Or
they're across the street.
Yeah, but that's when. So here's a funny, like, kind of twist of fate kind of story that I'll share between Tracy and I. So Tracy, the first tattoo I got was from Texas Tattoo Emporium. I don't even remember the guy's name. But anyway, I got my first, like, really big tattoo. It was the outline of this koi fish on my arm. And then I went to Tracy to have, that's how I met him, is to finish off and color in my half sleeve. And so one of the guys that worked at the tattoo shop at Texas Tattoo Emporium was I don't even know if the guy's still alive. It wouldn't be surprised me if he was dead. But there was this guy named Ted Beard that worked there. You remember that guy? So
I could tell you a great story about that guy.
I think we're about to tell the same story. So Ted worked at like this shop from my buddy Kenneth, and the same shop that I got my koi fish outlined at later, but Ted went there afterwards. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's kind of like a juxtaposition thing. But like Ted got fired from he was working at Texas Tattoo Emporium, which was a pretty high end shop. It was right on Westheimer and Montrose, kind of in the heart of the tattoo district at the time.
The owner Andrew's a great tattooer. He just. I think he developed really bad tendonitis or something like that.
Is that what it was?
Which is common. I mean, I have it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the guy was a wizard when he was still tattooing. It was amazing,
So, and one of the things, like, Ted fell out really hard and ended up back at this shop owned by my buddy Kenneth and got fired for smoking meth out of a light bulb on the back porch.
Oh, shit. Nice.
So, yeah, he fell hard from the city.
Light bulb?
Yeah.
This guy, yeah, hey, he's...
I mean, if you're going to smoke meth, why not do it through a light bulb? Right?
That's the best way.
I mean,
just
whatever's convenient.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not like you're breaking the real money just to buy cocaine.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, in your experience coming up, you've worked your way up into the shops. So you got into Scorpion, and at the time when you started at Scorpion, and I still, in my personal opinion, this could be just my personal opinion, but Scorpion seems to be the only shop that's doing like you saying, like large scale custom pieces most of the time. They don't take. I've never seen a walk-in taken while I've been there. where somebody just walks in and says, "Hey, I want to get this done."
That's a misunderstanding because we do take walk-ins, and we're more than grateful to do walk-ins. We want all your money. It's just if I'm outlining someone's back, I can't do it right then.
Right.
But it doesn't mean you can't get it tomorrow before I start a sleeve.
So now, when you started at Scorpion, it had the kind of the distinction of being one of the only tattoo shops that ever been featured in a national tattoo publication at the time.
Yes, that's true.
So, and I don't know if that still holds true. Do you know if that still holds true? If there are other shops in Houston that have been featured?
I think there has been, especially Texas Body Art. There's been a lot of people that have been published, but the thing with magazines, just like any other magazine, they don't exist anymore. It's all online now, right? That's so, and it's a lot, which I mean, I remember going to Barnes & Noble like twice a week to look for new tattoo magazines to see, like my favorite tattooer in Switzerland, Philip Lou, like one or two pieces. I would spend $27 on 3 magazines to get a couple pictures. And that's how you got reference. Now you can open your phone. He doesn't have an Instagram. His wife does. And she'll post a little bit of his stuff, and you're just like, it's unbelievable. But that makes the younger generation progress so much faster.
That's true.
Because they don't have to wait.
Because references everywhere.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's one of the. I mean, and that's a lot of things that's out there. Is like you have, so much information readily available at your fingertips that everybody becomes an expert very quickly.
Yeah, that could be good and bad, though. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say, I feel like it's too much.
It could be overwhelming. Yeah. But compared to what it was when it first launched in '95, just how things are, it just turned into.
Well, it's like you would take one, like for instance, Ed Hardy did a series of books called Tattoo Time, and they're still my favorite series of tattoo books ever. In fact, I got my favorite tattoo book, Music, Sea, and Tattoo, inscribed from Ed Hardy to my son. So when he gets older, I can give it to him. And I have a photograph of Ed with my son when he did it.
Nice.
Yeah, because I respect Ed so much. And without him, we Westerners would not be doing Eastern work as far as like Japanese style work. He was the first one to go there. He was the first one to be invited there. He was the first one to do large scale custom tattooing in that setting, which the Japanese invented that setting where it was very intimate, custom, like, show up by appointment. That's not the way. Here we did. It was sailors. Everybody was hammered. They were in a line. Yeah, you just banged them out. You just made money, which I'm cool with that too. That's awesome. But our lineage, I wouldn't say, is as artistic. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's definitely something to be said about what's traditional, what's known as traditional tattooing, which is traditional like Americana tattooing, what people think of, like World War II tattoos and things like that, and traditional Japanese tattooing. And I think that correct me if I'm wrong, but World War II is kind of like where electric tattooing kind of blossomed after that, is kind of bringing that, the art from the East. The sailers that were stationed over there would get tattoos, and I've never seen this before. They would bring it back, and did that. People would see it and then be like, "I want to try to tattoo that same thing." And it was just.
I think that's where my uncle got his fascination, and myself as well, because his father, my grandfather, Gramps, he was a gigantic guy. He was probably 6'5", 300 pounds, but not fat, like. Cut, dude. But he was covered in tattoos because he was in I'm pretty sure he was a submariner, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Or he might have been on a battleship. I can't remember exactly.
That
because
size though too.
My other grandfather was a submariner. I know that 100%. He didn't get any tattoos, but he had the Pharaoh's horses on his chest. He had like the dancing ladies on his forearms. The 8-ball on his hand. Like he had a lot of
like super. What we would consider like out of the book, traditional.
out of
tattoo.
the book.
But at the time,
when
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When
But
you're sitting in his lap and you're 4, that's gangster.
Right.
You're
That's
like,
well,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have titties on your arm. That's insane. I'm like, wow.
I would like
that's
to
so
get
cool.
a dick on my face.
Yeah.
That's not where it goes.
I don't think he was
A
into
couple
that,
more
but
drinks, bro. We can hook that up for you.
I didn't
I
bring
was
my
quoting a
equipment.
customer, not me.
Oh, I wasn't talking about a tattoo.
I was talking about the bear sausage.
Goddamn dick area.
So as tattooing has progressed, and I mean, we saw a big kind of referencing back to like Ed Hardy. We saw a big commercialization of tattooing where it got kind of taken out of a subculture context and up into more of a mainstream media context where it was kind of put on blast in everybody's face. There was Ed Hardy clothing everywhere.
Okay, so
and then you had the TV shows and things like that.
I would like to go on record for that.
Yeah, please do.
As far as I know, he only gave the rights to his artwork. He didn't give the rights to change it, to bedazzle it, to double it, to make it on screens for your car at AutoZone, or on lighters, or any of that shit. It was only clothing, and it was the way that he made it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Audulaire or whatever this fuckhead.
Oh, Christian, whatever his name is.
The guy that did the Von
French guy?
Dutch stuff too,
Yeah.
which that guy's a notorious racist, which is hilarious because you see so many people,
My favorite.
yeah, wearing his stuff or used to wear his stuff, and I was like, that's you definitely don't know what you're talking about.
So,
Now, before we get to that, like,
go ahead.
in tattoo artists in the community, was that frowned upon, or what? Like Ed Hardy did by selling the rights to their work? Were there like some
good
people were
question.
like, what the hell?
Yes and no. I think he was at such a level, and he was older, and he couldn't really. He could tattoo, but it wasn't. He was already very well known for his paintings. He's also an esteemed artist. He's educated. I'm assuming it was the whatever the Institute of Art in San Francisco is, but he's an actual accomplished fine artist as well.
Wow.
So he was doing well. Period.
Yeah.
And I think he was approached because of that. But
So
that guy's kind of a genius, the Audulaire guy or whatever, however you say his name. Because
who is him?
he's the guy that did he started with Von Dutch.
And who's Von Dutch? Go back. Sorry.
Von Dutch was a pinstriper.
Okay. Okay.
That did. I'm not even going to go into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
a
Pinstriper.
lot of race car stuff. I could pull up some Von Dutch stuff for you.
Yeah. But he started with that, and basically he took subculture to Dillard's is what he did.
Interesting. Okay.
If I could just put it plainly.
Yeah. No,
took
that's a pretty
subculture
good-
to Dillard's.
Yeah.
And he did it in a way that I thought was very disrespectful with Ed Hardy's work.
Yeah,
And
because I mean, like, to be honest, like I didn't. I mean, this is new to me because I didn't know he was a tattoo artist or just an artist himself. Like I just thought it was just some name. Forgive me, just douchebags that would wear that clothing, all this shit. Is like I didn't know what it was about. But now you explaining it, me hearing it is like, oh man, like 'cause I have a completely different
a lot of people
perspective
don't know.
now, or
Like
way looking at it.
He was the first Westerner to be invited. I think Sailor Jerry was probably invited, but he was in Hawaii and he didn't go. But he was the first Westerner that I know of to be invited and went to Japan. He worked under,
I'm just showing Paul some Von Dutch stuff.
Yeah, he worked with Horiyoshi II, I think, and he got tattooed by Horiyoshi II, which is, I mean, he is the be all end all of any tattooer.
Yeah,
this guy tattooed in the top of the Kabuki Theater and apparently did over 250 bodysuits in his lifetime.
Damn.
Wow,
that's a lot.
So to be around that guy was probably just any energy to get tattooed by him was probably astounding.
Wow, yeah.
And then Ed also worked with Oguri and the different. I mean, he just really bridged that gap. There was a huge gap, and he brought all that back from Japan And without that, nope, we wouldn't be doing what I wouldn't be doing what I do, which is by
essentially
appointment.
he changed that game at the time.
He changed it
big time.
He's still. I mean, he's
still doing
it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
so
good. That's
was
amazing.
there any pushback or feedback from Ed Hardy once he saw like what Christian Audinger had done to his art and things like that? I haven't heard. Like,
I don't know for
anything.
sure, but I think there might have been some friction, especially when the bedazzlement and the looseness of. And then there was also a lot of knockoff stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like this, like the lighters at AutoZone. I'm pretty sure they didn't have anything to do with that, But
Jesus, really?
I mean, they were at one
point
you
everything was fucking Ed Hardy, dude.
You couldn't turn around.
Ed Hardy condoms?
Probably.
It was kind of funny that whenever I took my son, because we went to see. So in the year 2000, Ed Hardy did a scroll of 2,000 dragons.
Oh, that was that was cool. I remember
it
that.
stretched an entire museum, and I took my son with me. He was a baby, and we took him in an Ed Hardy onesie. But it wasn't a crazy one. It was just like
that was like 2011.
It's probably before that, I think.
Well, no, because Edie was born in 2010, and she's 10 years old, so couldn't have been before that. And Francis is younger than Edie, so
yeah. Maybe.
It had to be
2000. Yeah,
it had to be like 2011.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
something like that.
So, whenever I was a little apprehensive about approaching him, because I mean he's an idol, right? But whenever I was like, "Hey, can I get a picture of my son with you?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's wearing one of the good ones." He's not wearing one of those things that's got too many stitches and 200 designs and too many rhinestones.
Just his flash.
Trying too
it was
fucking hard.
Super chill. And then there was also at the same time there's a group of artists or collectors in Houston called the Art Guys, and I don't know them very well. I don't know much about them, but they had a very private exhibit of Ed Hardy's artwork. So while Ed was here for the 2000 Dragon exhibit, that was happening. So Chris Trevino showed up. Richard Stell was there. All these hitters, you're talking about the Canseco and the Caminette, the ballers of tattooing in one space. Sweating balls because there's no AC, but looking at his latest paintings and checking it out. And Ed was so kind to everyone, and it's just I think a lot of people, it's just unfortunate if you get a chance to watch the Vice Tattoo Age on Ed Hardy, it'll change your mind.
Okay, that's a good watch.
Yeah.
So Jake, you were trying to break into the tattoo industry for a little while.
Oh yes, back in 2007. Yes.
And that was something that you just wanted to get into just because you wanted to get into it, or
I was fascinated by it. When I got my first tattoo, it just kind of hooked me to it, and I was just drawn to it. I don't know how I got into it, to be honest with you. I just stumbled in, and I think we're getting a tattoo, and
you emailed that company that Tracy was talking about that sells to anybody and just got some. No.
Well, it's a bit different at that point. Not 2000 or 1998, 1999.
Oh Jesus!
There's a mutual friend Paul and I had named Heather, and she introduced me to this other guy, and he used to blow glass, and he used to tattoo, and I used to drive all the way over there to like Spring or the Woodlands and just to hang out with them, and he was just showing me little tidbits, and just that's what drew me into just going into a shop and asking, and pretty much what Tracy stated, that you're kind of like the bitch, right? And I just walked in, and thing is that there was no charge for this apprentice. It was just kind of like walk on, mop the floors, come in after your job, and we'll show you the ropes. And it got me to cleaning and then doing the autoclave and the sonic machine, ultrasonic machine, and logging it in for the health inspector. It's
not a structured thing. It kind of just either happens or it doesn't.
Right.
You either roll well with each other, you conform, and you can handle the shit that you're given,
Yeah,
or you don't. Yeah.
And that's what it was. I guess I wasn't strong enough, and I didn't handle the shit. I loved it. Just,
well, I didn't mean anything by that.
Well, no.
Well, he sucks.
And it's the truth, you know, because no, you're fine. It's just I told myself if I'm a tattoo, I'm gonna tattoo myself first, you know, and I'm gonna practice on myself, and like fuck it, I'm all in, and my whole top legs are my practice work, and exactly. But I never like follow through with it, and you know, I go back and I'm thinking about like, man, damn if I did, damn if I don't, you know, it's just. I miss it. I definitely want another tattoo and this and that. And that's why I was like, all right, Tracy, you brought your equipment. We're doing an on-air podcast.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We could do that sometime. That'd be fun.
That'd be cool. An on-air tattoo.
Yeah.
David Blaine did tricks online. We can do a tattoo over to.
I just feel like that it's something that you have to take more serious than most. Almost, I mean, besides the medical profession, I mean, it's permanent. It's never going away. Until you die, and it's still going to be there after you're dead.
Yeah.
And it hurts tremendously. So it requires a lot of respect and creativity on demand that's almost not rivaled by any other profession. And a lot of people don't know that.
That's true.
You know?
So one of the things that like, you know, Tracy and I talk about stuff like this all the time, but like this whole, what always fascinates me, let me kind of back up a little bit. What always fascinates me about tattoo artists and people that get tattoos, just in general, is the permanency of it and how quick a lot of people are to just be okay with it. And that's not something that like a lot of people take lightly. There's a lot of parents and I'll say right now, a lot of friends of mine that have children that are much older than my children that have, you know, let their children get tattoos. And the state law in Texas is you have to be 18 years old to receive a tattoo with or without parent. It doesn't matter if you have a parent present or not. So, you know, and I've told
that must have changed because it was never like that before.
It's always been like that.
Really?
20, 30 years it's been that way.
So even if a parent was there?
A piercing is different, but a tattoo, you have to be 18 years old.
Wasn't 18. Yeah.
You have
That's
to
what
be,
I'm saying.
You have to be 18 no matter what.
No matter what.
The only way you can get around that is if you have a gang-related tattoo and a judge signs off on you getting a cover-up. Or sometimes if you're trying to get in the military at 17, which is pushing it anyways, not making the best decision. Nothing against the military. I'm just saying, you know, wait a little bit, you know. But if you have a tattoo that's undesirable, then people can cover it up. But I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, and I have a lot of friends. I'm just going to say right now, like I have a lot of friends that their younger children have tattoos from people that, you know, are semi well respected tattoo artists and you know do decent work and have gotten just been like, hey, my daughter wants a tattoo and they're 16 or 17 years old. And I feel like that's like from a parental standpoint, that's kind of just a bad decision on the parent. Just because you're making a permanent decision for your kid when they're 15, 16 years old. I was when I was 15, 16 years old, I was listening to fucking Korn and Limp Bizkit and shit. If I would have got a Limp Bizkit tattoo, I would have fucking hated it.
But when does that cut off? Because I know there's some decisions I made when I was like 24, and I'm like, fuck.
Well, you know, a lot of psychologists say that you don't settle into the person that you will become for the rest of your adult life until you're 25.
Yeah, fully
that's
function, or
okay, maybe
fully developed.
Maybe it's 45.
Maybe in your case.
Damn.
But I mean,
all right.
It's. I think at 18 you're old enough. I mean, there's a lot of we can get into a political debate about this, but
to start doing things at 18, but at 25, it's really that getting a tattoo. Like now, you're thinking about mine. Like I probably took it lightly.
What was your first tattoo? Let's go round robin. Go round robin.
This one right here.
What was your tattoo?
This
first
one
tattoo?
right here is Kill Switch Engage. It was the cover part of the logo from the second album. I don't care. It is what it is. They opened a lot of doors for me. They opened this
was it with the
underground
with the Howard Jones?
It was Howard just came in.
I think he's a great vocalist.
Yeah. I love Jesse Leach.
Best Kill Switch,
but
obviously.
But no, I mean
the other guy sounds like he's dying.
Yeah. The reason why I got it is because it just introduced me to, like, because I was listening to just mainstream, radio at the time, but it just this portal of underground bands of music I never knew existed or whatever. It just took off, and it just from today, I thank that band to this day still. It introduced me to all these underground, I love finding music. I don't rely on the radio. I'll find it, or sometimes they'll find me.
I agree.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
So
that's why sometimes I buy records just because of the cover.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my uncle.
And I failed recently pretty badly. But
you bought it?
We'll circle back to that.
Hold on.
Go ahead. You're
it
there.
was called Brothers of Metal.
Oh,
and it was
that sounds good.
It was a big Viking guy, and I'm thinking Manowar.
There's an acoustic guitar in this record in there.
It was trash. And I was like, guys.
So that was your first tattoo. I'll just tell you, my first tattoo was done by what was this guy's name? I think his name was like Jeff Oz, and it was at Texas Body Art. You know who I'm talking about? And it was. I'll tell you the story behind it. It's this tribal dragon that I have on my leg. They're both empty. Thank you.
Just called Tribble.
Tribble. So the reason that I got that is I really wanted a tattoo, and I was broke as fuck, and I wanted a tattoo, and I knew that if I didn't get one then, I would never get one.
Yeah.
And I found that design on the internet, and I went in to Texas Body Art, and I was...
You're one of those.
Yeah, that was my first tattoo. That was my first introduction into tattooing.
Nice.
And I got that
tattoo. It was a tribal dragon.
Yeah, it was a tribal dragon. And I knew I wanted a cool-looking dragon, but I had no experience with tattoos at that point. Yeah. I was... I just knew that that's what I wanted, so I searched the internet for months until I found something I thought looked decently cool.
And... Game of Thrones wasn't out yet.
It was not out yet.
I would have stopped it.
So I feel sorry for you. That show.
Actually, Linhart was with me when I got that
nice.
tattoo, and it was right at Texas Body Art over off of Highway 6 in West Hollywood.
Well, she has a tasty back piece
Brian,
that I need to finish,
and a half sleeve you did also.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We'll get to that.
So it's
you're like, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. So awesome. And that anyway, that was my first tattoo, and I was at that point I was hooked, but I was also broke as fuck.
Hey,
so my buddy Kenneth owned a tattoo shop, or knew a guy that worked at a tattoo shop. So we used to go over, and I would trade like prison. I would trade packs of cigarettes for tattoos.
Oh yeah,
and that's how I got.
It's some ramen noodles. Right?
That's how I got tattoos, and then Tracy had to go back and fix them all these years later.
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there. If you're tattooing for cigarettes, unless there's an apocalypse or a pandemic.
Paul, if you take one more fucking picture of me, I'm gonna fucking choke.
I'm not. I'm FaceTiming the stand.
Yeah, sure you are.
That's gonna be sexy.
Like, how old were you?
I was 19.
19.
So that was about like 7. 2 years ago.
That was like 2002, I think.
You're gonna be all right, brother.
Yeah, it was like 2002.
Very cool. Very cool.
What was
a year after Slayer's? God Hates Us All. Beautiful.
Oh no shit, right? Yeah.
What was Jake? What was your first tattoo?
I don't have no tattoos. No, my first one were these music notes. Sporting a sick treble clef.
That wasn't by you though, right? Was
no,
it?
I went to.
I'm pretty sure he didn't tattoo his arm.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Next time I'm bringing equipment.
We're doing it, man. I got a Blink-182 tattoo. I need to finish.
We got a video it though.
That's fine. Yeah. That's fine. We'll do it.
We'll have some live video actually going on during that time, hopefully.
Maybe the next one we can do in your podcast studio at your house.
Yeah,
and then on your podcast,
sounds like you just invited us all over there.
Well, he's not doing anything else.
Ladies, I'm busy. Don't worry.
It's cool, man.
So, what was your inspiration behind that tattoo? Like, what did you like?
I just love music, and I have to my first tattoo has to be something music related.
Yeah.
And I still want to continue it on by doing those old school Shure 55 mics. I think they're called.
Oh yeah.
The little
like
square.
the Elvis style mics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to get one of them bad boys.
Done a couple of those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Tracy, what was your first tattoo?
Those make great tattoos.
Yeah.
Good tattoo or
no? Your first tattoo in general
ever?
I mean,
Your first tattoos that you did that wasn't done by yourself.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, my uncle ruined my arm.
Oh, that I don't even. I can't. It's
that
an
an
angel,
angel?
isn't it?
It's a
Archangel?
chip animation angel sitting in a lotus on fire.
Oh, nice.
I don't believe you.
Well, yeah,
on
it's
a
fucking
Lotus
20 years old.
That's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a bunch of
Sort
terrible
of me.
stuff. I have some good stuff though.
You do have some good stuff. Your chest piece.
Yeah.
Didn't Chris Trevino doing your chest piece? Has he? That hasn't been finished yet,
man.
has it? No, the whole bottom half still needs to be
Wow,
done.
the color.
Nah, it's not done yet because
It looks good so far.
he tries
Shit.
to hurt people. I love him. I'm just saying. Yeah, he does light. I mean, I thought that it felt like lightning.
Did it?
Yeah, I was like, he started on my stomach. I stood there for 4 hours while he drew it on.
Oh my god!
So first of
The
all,
anxiety is like fucking terrible
and
at
I'm
that point.
the most anxious fucking guy ever, right?
4 hours.
So I make an appointment for a future appointment at a convention, right? And I give him the $200 deposit or whatever, and I'm like, cool, I'll get tattooed sometime. And then I get the call from, at the time, his teacher Bob was doing his books, and he was like, oh, and I couldn't do it then because I didn't have the money. So it got pushed back a little bit, but it wasn't too long. And I was consistently going with other people that were getting tattooed by him because, honestly, I mean, he's the Horiyoshi, he's the Hardy, I mean, he's everything to, in my opinion, the U.S. Besides Horitomo, he's the hitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's just, nobody really understands what's coming out of Austin, and the reason it's coming out of Austin is because of what this man's done. And so I show up and he's like, yeah, I had a cover up because I had a submarine, like an old school style submarine tattoo on my chest that I didn't want anymore because I heard some weird shit about my grandpa. So,
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're not gonna go there. But I was like, I'm definitely covering this shit up. And he's like, oh, you wanted a hawk, right? I'm like, what? And he's like, we're gonna do an eagle. And I was like, I asked for an eagle. Either way. I mean, it's
Whatever,
like
bro.
it's like arguing with your the someone you look up to,
of course,
so much, right? You're not going to argue. So he had to stand on top of one of those like those cases that musicians put all their stuff in.
Yeah. Like a trap
Fly case?
So he used to use those to go to Japan. He's tattooed over. He spent so much time tattooing in Japan. It was over 6 years.
Wow.
So he had one of those and he put it down because he's not a very tall man, and so he put that down and then he was drawing on me for 4 hours, and I was like, the weirdest thing was I asked for a chest piece and I was like, that's weird because I know how to draw an eagle, and he did the head right here, and I was like, where are the wings going? And then he starts stretching the wings across and I was like, oh man.
Oh shit! What do you do? Like,
I mean, he just drew it all on. I mean, he covered, like, you just saw it.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask for that.
Yeah. Oh,
He goes, when I do chest pieces, they're a lot bigger than they look better that way.
Yeah.
And he nods his head a lot. So you're just like, when he nods his head a lot, you start nodding your head and you're like, okay, that's awesome.
Oh shit!
But the drawing was so cool that I was like, I'm not going to say anything.
Right.
And so I laid down. Actually, I didn't. First, he goes, do you have any medicine? And I was like, yeah. He goes, eat it all right now. And I was like, what? I was like, I've been standing up for 4 hours and sweating balls. Like, what do you mean eat it all right now? So I just started just tic-tacking. Eating
Tic-tacking.
whatever it was that I had, which I don't remember. It wasn't good though.
Oh, man.
And I laid down and he started tattooing my stomach first with the lightning, and all I could do was laugh because it literally it felt like lightning.
Oh shit!
You think the pain pills and stuff like that exacerbated that? And it was
Fuck no.
No, it was just how hard he
Damn.
tattoos. Yeah,
1,000%. They can't see me nodding my head, but
yeah.
he is a savage.
Is he?
Damn. I love him. He's my.
I mean, it's a dope ass.
He's in my favorite top 3 tattooers in the world, but he's a savage.
I want to come back to the Horiyoshi theory.
Hold on, real quick.
Horiyoshi
he told me, he goes, "You think this is bad?" And then he showed me his tattoo from Horiyoshi III that he got in Japan, because that's where he got his name, Horimana. So he's actually been given a name by a Japanese master.
Wow, that's respect, man.
He was the first American to get that name, like to get a name from a Japanese master, right? But he was like, "You think I'm a savage? That guy's a savage." And I'm like, "You're tattooing my areola."
Is he saying that?
Yeah, I was like, "You just ran a line onto my areola." Okay.
Yeah. And it's where it's supposed to go.
I mean, yeah, if you draw it on and it's all sweaty and shit.
That story reminds me of what I said earlier. Like, I've made Tracy fix a bunch of my tattoos and cover up some stuff that I didn't like. And I had a tattoo on my left leg that Tracy was going to cover up, and I was like, it was super solid black, and Tracy was like, "We're going to have to cover up with something big and black, because there's no other way you can cover that up."
I've gotten better at cover up.
And I mean, this is it's a really good cover up or not. It's really one of my favorite tattoos. And the only reason I haven't finished it is because for some reason my leg bothers me a lot when I get tattooed on my leg, and I just can't tolerate it.
Because that shit is taut.
I don't know what it is, but so
you did that.
I went in capacity.
I went in and Tracy and I were at the bar, and we were talking like, all right, what are we gonna do? And I was like, all right, I just want like a dope ass, like a panther. Like, dude, let's do a panther. And he's like, all right, cool, I can do that.
How about a koala bear, baby?
So I came in.
That's a good idea.
I came in to get this thing, and Tracy has it like, he's like, all right, let's lay it on. He goes, it's gonna have to be way bigger than this. And so he goes and puts it on the thing, and like he goes and puts it on the copier and like blows it up by like a couple of
500%.
That was before that, though.
Yeah, he blows it up by like 110%, and then puts it on my leg, and he's like, "Fuck, this thing's gonna have to be way bigger than that." And he blows it up some more, and he walks over there like this with 2 sheets of paper, and he's like, "All right, I think this is gonna work." And then he laid it on my fucking leg, and it's like outstretched onto the top of my foot and shit. And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be fucking terrible." Anyway, that's what that Christian video story.
You have brontosaurus legs.
Somebody had to say it finally. But they're sexy broncs.
They
are sexy.
You got some curves.
And I am thick with 2 C's.
I don't hear
3.
3 C's.
3. Sorry, my friend.
It's all right.
3.
But I don't know. Well, like I said earlier,
you were asking why. Did you ask why I didn't get it?
No, I said that.
No,
I did
that was him.
Oh, did you get it?
Yeah. What do you think this big
got
ass
lit the
panther on my
fuck up.
fucking leg?
Shit,
Koala bear, baby.
Yeah, koala bear. Yeah.
You got
Wrong.
destroyed.
Got destroyed. Oh, excuse me.
What was there before, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a mirror image of what's on the inside of my leg.
Your leg?
Oh,
Trash.
oh,
Garbage. A star with some flames on it.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
No, but Tracy, I was going to ask, I don't know, but maybe it's that time, but give us like, I don't know, just the cream of the crop, man. Like some good stories. I'm dying to hear what you got, man.
Oh god. Okay, I know. I got a couple. Okay, so this one time, me and this guy, friend of mine. I hope we're still friends. I don't know. I haven't seen him in forever. We never had. It's just spitting. Never had a falling out.
It's just been a while.
I mean, tattoo industry is very fickle. What are you gonna do? Me and this friend of mine, John Eric, we're at the shop, and this is when I worked late nights when I first started at Scorpion, and this guy walks in, and I'm like, man, why is this guy giving us the fucking Ramirez? He's like standing at the counter just staring at us.
The Ramirez.
And I'm like, heard of that. And then I'm like, this guy's a big guy. I'm like, why is he? I'm like, hey, why? He's towering over the counter. And then I'm like, looking at him, and I'm like, you know that really cheap yellow rope you buy just to tie shit down when you don't want to spend any money?
Like twine? Yeah.
He has it wrapped all around his body. And I'm like, man, this is going to be
Is that his belt? What is
I don't know.
It was a fashion statement, Paul.
No, what it was is he had a fucking full-on Conan sword.
Holy shit.
In his shirt, behind his head, just
I want you
there.
to tattoo this with me on me.
So here's the deal.
Or doing a pose.
He's staring at me and John Eric. It's just us in the shop. At the time, I'm not armed. Now I'm armed.
Good.
But I was like, what? I had nowhere to go. I'm like, I can't Kool-Aid man through the wall. There's no way. And this glass is so fucking cheap that if I jump through it, it's going to cut my head off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to have to somehow battle this condom with a giant sword.
Jesus Christ.
And who knows how long he sharpened it because he wrapped it so much that he definitely put some effort into his situation.
Fuck,
Yeah.
man. What the hell?
So, I mean, did he eventually become
aggressive?
hostile? Oh, sorry. You
No, he didn't. I mean, he didn't. He just stared at us for a while. And then me and John Eric kind of looked at each other. And then I kind of started moving my arm towards my station like I was going to do something.
Yeah.
Just not like aggressively, but like easily. And then he just kind of left.
That
What
right there,
the fuck?
That right there
Say
saved your
anything?
life.
Nothing?
He was
If he didn't
he's
do
a
that.
fucking
Dude,
tester.
he stared through our souls.
Wow, that's all the
I
damage he
guarantee you
done.
that night he took that sword out and he probably did something really, really bad with it. Which I'm down with swords, but
I'm down with swords, but
so
goddamn.
if he didn't make that motion, like
I think that motion, and I started to open a drawer, and I think that changed it.
Damn, and like he seemed like he was like some kind of trance or something, or
I'm sure
or
he was
you
on
trick
some-
like yeah,
God knows what he was
like when
on.
you did that, it just trickered. Just
Or-
I was like,
or
dang,
he-
got
he-
to go.
Hey, as
Never
we
meant
say
for
where I
disorder.
come from,
Oh,
gone
Oh,
pecan.
that's true. Gone pecan, you say?
Yes,
So,
your boy was lifted.
I know somebody that could probably possibly give you a flamethrower or sell you a flamethrower.
oh yeah, Elon. It's not a flamethrower. That's what it's called. Not a flamethrower.
Yeah, not
So-
a flamethrower.
I got two more good stories if you want to hear them.
Yes,
course.
Yeah,
please,
yeah,
go
yeah,
on.
yeah. Go ahead.
Go on.
If you guys want to,
Okay,
you know,
present
keep
company
feeding beer,
excluded.
baby.
What's the worst tattoo you've ever had to do?
oh fuck me, running. Feet. Feet on ladies that walk all day and
Hell yeah.
shop.
Some people like that though.
Feet? No, I don't.
I know,
Feet
right?
on ladies that walk all day and shop in sandals. Typically, they're from another country, which is not. I don't mind people from other countries. I love all types of foods
Hell no.
and all types of ladies. But if you're wearing leather and you're in the Texas heat, and then you
Basting?
put your foot basting
Oh,
that
God.
busted foot.
And then the juices run out the bottom leg
And
hole.
then the juices.
and then you're like,
searing.
oh, I want to get a daisy on my foot,
My crusted ass foot.
and then you immediately get a headache and
Oh, God.
nauseated. So I've learned a technique. You spray it with alcohol as much as you can, and then you bag it. Once you put the bag over it,
Yeah.
give it about 2 to 3 minutes, pull that off, clean it off, and next thing you know, you're like, wow.
So what do they
Wow.
say when you want to bag their feet though? They're like,
I
what
don't
the
tell
fuck
them
you
anything. I
I
act like
just
it's
say,
normal.
just-
You act like
yeah,
it's part
right.
of the
There goes like
protocol?
the sanitary.
I mean, dude,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
you pay what you weigh, bro. You hey,
Fucking
don't come in
rhymes.
here.
You and
Don't
your
come
rhymes,
in,
man. I
Yeah,
love it.
don't come in here being thick as fuck with your fucking legitimately stanky feet,
yeah.
acting like
Of a
I'm
numb
not
chalk.
getting a headache
Yeah, like
from the smell of dirty feet and leather.
Oh God,
yeah.
Scandinavian.
All
What
right,
are we
so
talking about?
Where'd you get? Before you get, where'd you get Ramirez from? That's hilarious.
Dirty Ramirez? Yeah, you mean a hairy eyeball, huh?
like
Ramirez, the
he's
serial
steady
killer.
like a Ramirez.
Serial killer. Yeah.
He had the look. Remember,
Oh,
when he
yeah,
was on,
Rescinded.
he was on
Yeah,
trial.
yeah,
when he
the
was on
fucking
trial. He had the
Rain-
look. He would just
railroad.
He would
car
just
killer?
look at people all like crazy, but he wasn't going to
The
do
Night
shit.
Stalker.
Yeah, I
The
read
butt
about him.
stalker.
Yeah,
Dude, that's an asshole.
yeah, yeah.
Richard
asshole.
Ramirez. That was his name.
That's what I meant.
You know-
Oh,
He
that's
gave me- he
Rafael
gave me the
Resendez
Richard-
Ramirez.
The double R is what he gave me.
The double R.
That always reminds me
Double
of Joe
R
Dirt.
Railroad Cafe or Rail Cafe, Twin Peaks.
No.
Damn it!
That always reminds me. That always reminds me of Joe Dirt whenever he's looking for his parents,
Dirt, yeah.
Fuck
and he
that
stays
up.
the night in that fucking bug bomb, fucking house, and he's like, I went to the police sketch artist the next day, and my dad came out way too old, looking like Father Time, and my mom came out looking like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. Anyway,
I know you think it's funny, but this dude legitimately had the biggest. I'm like, where did he even find this sword? Because the guy was not small. He was towering over the counter.
what part of town is this in?
This is at Scorpion.
Oh, this was a Scorpion.
Yes.
Where's Scorpion at?
This is at
Westheimer
Westheimer and Montrose.
Okay.
Westheimer and
makes-
Yupon.
That makes
But this
way
is
more
also
sense.
this is like 12 years ago.
Montrose.
Yeah, but I mean, if it was a Texas,
Oh,
what I'm
wait.
saying is like if it was
Yeah.
a Texas body art, how do you get there? You'd have to drive there and then strap the sword on.
I just
At
remember-
Westheimer,
Yeah.
you could just
Yeah.
walk there.
Yeah,
If you
that
lived around
fucker
there.
Okay,
walked.
now I just remember one of the best stories I've ever.
Oh, yeah, go
ever.
ahead.
Okay,
Let's hear it.
So we're outside, we're having a cigarette. I'm not going to say what shop. We're smoking. Boss is out there, chilling, and then this bum comes up. poor bastard. And he goes,
Poor bum.
he goes, hey, give me a cigarette to this boss of mine.
balls of this
And this
guy.
boss of mine's known for kicking people's asses. And he goes, what do I look like, Philip Morris to you? And the bum, to his credit, pulls out like the only weapon he has, which is a hypodermic needle, right? So my boss,
planning to use this again.
we're on the top step, and that's probably about 6 to 8 feet down, and my boss is probably 6'4", 6'5". My boss just straight this this dude right in the chest into a mud puddle.
Oh man.
The guy's screaming, and then I'm like, I'm just confused. I don't even know what's going on.
You're just trying to
I'm
smoke a
just
cigarette.
watching everything. I was like it's already just burnt all the way down. Like I'm so irritated, and I'm like, I just want to do some like armbands. Like I got bills to pay. And then we all know this person. I don't want to name this person specifically, but this person came out flying like Superman, Super Bart, with one of those little astrobats. You remember those?
They used to
The
give away
mini-
at the
the
games.
little ones?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
Comes flying out of nowhere. My boss never moved after he kicked the guy down. The guy gets up, and as he's getting up, this guy hits the bum on his leg so hard with that bat that he broke it.
Oh,
And then the bum I've never heard a scream like that.
Haunts your nightmares.
It was just, I'm like,
Traumatizing,
man, you
maybe?
picked the wrong stoop to give a problem.
yeah.
I'm like,
All this
bro.
for a fucking cigarette.
I'm like, or
At that point, you might as well just give him a
I
cigarette.
know
It looks
exactly
like you
what
need
shop
one.
it. Just by him telling the story, I know
Yeah.
what shop it is and who's involved.
Or you could have said, hey, can I have a cigarette?
Yeah,
and you probably
right.
would have got one.
Right, not
but
give
you
me.
rolled up
Yeah.
with an attitude and said, give me a cigarette, and then pulled out a syringe, and then got disasparted and beat with a miniature baseball
know how to
bat.
Well, see,
use
that would have been
this.
the classic Clint Eastwood
This is
one-liner. Like
smart.
next time, say please, and then you just chunk him a cigarette.
Fucking one liner.
Explosions
a
go off in
cigarette
the
off.
background.
Yeah, right.
It's a true action movie.
That was a
Cheesy
good, I
action
also
movie.
remember another story
All right, yeah, go ahead.
of that same boss. There was this big old thick red. Remember what's his name? Joe Bob Briggs.
Joe Bob Briggs.
Remember the guy up all night?
Oh,
That
Bobby
dude.
Briggs.
Whatever.
Bobby Briggs.
I think
yeah.
it was Joe Bob.
That's from Twin Peaks.
Whatever.
Whatever. Anyways, homeboy was like your size, but like 6'4". He was a big dude. But so was my boss. He was thin but lanky and cut. So he comes in and he starts demanding shit and talking all this craziness. And my boss was like, and he was like sweaty, like he was a record driver or something. I don't know. I could be generalizing right now, but
That's a good job for the story, though.
Okay. But his shirt was unbuttoned and he had a bunch of sweaty hair. And my boss was like, you know what?
Go on.
I don't know if it's going to work out. And then out of nowhere, he had already picked up a taser, which I didn't even see it. Comes over
Your
the
boss did or the other guy?
the boss.
Okay.
comes over the counter and lights Joe Bob Briggs up right on that sweaty, wet chest hair. Just lights him up. Just and then the guy is just like doing the finish him.
Fucking Undertaker eyes or something.
And I'm like, what is going on right now?
He's standing doing this number.
Literally.
He's stunned.
Yeah, he's stunned. Well, waiting to get finished.
Because he was wet as hell, right? And hairy.
So
fucked him up.
Conductor on his chest or what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not Tesla, but I'm not Nikolai Tesla, but damn, that boy got lit up, dude. He didn't say I think his friends helped him up and like drug him out, which was very difficult because he was very large and heavy.
Damn.
So move on. I got 2 more stories after.
Go ahead. Let's
keep going with 2.
Keep rolling.
Yeah.
Change the subject
This
for a
is
while.
yeah.
I don't know that I have any other talk.
No, this is what I was trying to say for last. Like
go ahead.
Get the cream of the crop, man. Just go for it.
Oh, jeez.
These are good so
I don't know if
far.
I should go bottle rocket or.
Hey, we're pushing.
Bottle rocket. I want to
We're
hear
pushing time, so like
You should
we're getting
bottle
close, yeah.
rocket.
Okay, so this lady came in. I was tattooing her to Extreme. It was a cool shop. It's in Cyprus. It was awesome. She's a very attractive, thick lady, but she had definitely made the most of her pants. We'll just say that.
She made the okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Well, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like not in a bad way, but
the bitch.
So she
Probably
beauty's
could
in
have
the
gone
eye.
up a size and been.
I
more
probably
comfortable.
would disagree, but go on.
I mean, maybe whatever.
Yeah.
You're thinner than us. Who knows? So, she wants to get the most dainty of lower back, and I'm like, maybe you should get it bigger because it's not going to make sense on your thick ass.
It's going to be too small relative to the average.
It's going to look like a smudge. Yeah. But whatever, it's fine. That's what you wanted. So I'm starting to outline it, and she is just dying. And my uncle's sitting right next to me, right? And he's like, girl, you better stop straining. You're going to shit your pants. And I look at him like, whatever. So I'm going to keep tattooing. And then I hear this sound. It kind of, I don't know if you heard of bottle rockets.
Yeah.
So homegirl had folded her pants over, but they were so tight.
Yeah.
That when she ripped it had to go all the way around and funnel right into my. I thought I was cross-eyed. It was
right to your above your nose,
dude,
or just right direct. Look, Jesus, between your eyes,
dude. It was so loud that everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Because she kept straining, man. Because it hurt. I understand it hurt, but I'm like, we told you.
And your uncle just warned her too. You're gonna shit your pants.
Yeah, you shit your pants. So now here's the deal: at this specific shop, there's only one way in. This is what still confuses me to this day. This is some Harry Potter shit.
Let's hear it.
She goes to the bathroom, right? She gets up. Oh, excuse me. And I'm like, you just blew wind in my fucking grill. But that's cool. So she goes to the bathroom, and then she disappears.
Is there a window in the
She
bathroom?
never comes out of the bathroom?
I never see her again. I was outside smoking. Never saw her walk by.
You weren't done with the tattoo?
No.
didn't get paid for it?
Never finished the tattoo. Nothing else happened.
Oh my god, that's
fucking
She
missing
just
411 day
literally
politis shit.
Sharted in my fucking face.
Oh, damn.
Could have gave me a pink eye.
Probably
That's
did.
Like a pink
probably
eye.
probably did give you pink eye.
Yeah.
Nah, I was okay.
Stink
You're
eye.
welcome.
Please.
Huh?
Definitely stink eye, but yeah.
No windows in the
That's
bathroom.
bottom. But how did she get out? That's what I
Right?
know.
With no windows in the bathroom, right? Like you said?
Nope.
It's just,
I mean, it's just like concrete. Period.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, how often were you keeping your eye out, like in the shop?
Probably
like,
not too
seeing
much.
her,
If I
like,
had to guess.
I mean,
I'm just trying to see, like, unsolve this mystery,
Rob knows how
or
much
solve
I
this mystery of it.
enjoy like things like that. So I was probably running my mouth and
out there
probably
talking your shit like, that bitch fucking blew ass in my face.
And she's walking out. You just don't realize it, pulling paws and shit.
We did find some poopy panties later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh God! In the bathroom.
Very depressing.
Back in the
Very
day,
depressing.
Back in the day, it was not uncommon to have to go up and to meet Tracy after work to go to the bar and hang out in the shop for a little bit and bullshit and have Tracy just talking shit on anybody that walked through the door. His client. This other guy's client.
I laughed and burped.
Oh my God! I would show up and just be like, I'm gonna hang out and we're gonna go to the bar. You know, that was gonna be our night. You know, and like Tracy's like, all right, I'm finishing up. I got about another 30 or 45 minutes and whatever. And he's tattooing and he's talking shit on his client. He's talking shit on this other guy's client. Nice. Somebody walks through the door and he's like, oh, what's up, fucking David Berkowitz? What are you doing here? And like the guy just turns around and leaves and shit. You know what I mean?
I thought this was like inner dialogue.
He used to call me David Berkowitz before I had a beard.
I thought it was like, just muttering under your breath, but this is full blown. What's up, David Berkowitz?
Oh yeah, loud, dude.
Fucking son of Sam.
It was, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things about tattooing that's fun.
It turns around.
Yeah, you can't do anything because you're already there on the tattoo table.
And they're vulnerable.
Yeah.
So you can't
of course. You have them at their mercy.
I'm leaving.
You could torture the shit out of them.
They're paying you to fucking essentially hurt them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's on them, though.
I never forgot that. Brandon told me that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
It did this.
All right.
It did this stuff.
Last tattoo story.
Good one. Come on.
Last
best
good
of the
tattoo
best.
story. War story.
Or just war story. There you go.
I've only got one really good
Hottest
Tracy
chick.
tattoo story, except that generalized one.
Because I gotta.
Hottest chick you done.
So what we were,
I mean, tattooed.
and it's not even really as good as some of the other ones that Tracy said. It's just a shit talking story. No, that was good. That's what I said. It's not even nearly as that good. So again,
right in your face.
Damn, when it pops at the end, it explodes at the end.
Fucking delay.
Your one nostril just quits.
Oh God!
You're like, I don't even need that nostril now. Thank you.
So
from the back to the front.
Same thing. I'm meeting Tracy at the tattoo shop. We're going out drinking. I'm hanging out. He's doing this tattoo on this dude, and the dude's chick is like sitting there next to him, and Tracy's tattooing like this tribal scorpion on this guy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I love it.
All right, this approving.
This guy is like. Have you ever seen the movie? What's it called? Road Trip.
Yes.
The actor DJ Qualls. Yeah. So this guy looks like DJ Qualls, but like maybe 25 pounds heavier. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He's super skinny, like, and he's getting like this fucking tribal scorpion and talking
big,
about
bro.
it's super small.
Like,
and the guy is squirming.
Oh, really?
Dying,
dude.
Yeah.
Where's he getting it at?
Yeah, where?
On his
shoulder.
Yeah. I was about to say his back.
shoulder?
Yeah, back of his shoulder.
Doesn't it kind of feel good?
Well, if he's
back
bony
there?
as hell.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I don't have anything on my back, so I can't see.
Yeah, right.
Well, some people are just, I think, more sensitive than others.
Yeah, I mean,
that's way worse.
Is it? Okay.
Isn't it?
I don't know. I have no basis for comparison.
Most people are just more sensitive than others, I'm assuming, right?
Well, except
or you can be a little.
But you're a grown ass man.
When he finishes his story, then we're gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna listen to the end of the story.
Yeah.
So the guy's Tracy's sitting there, like I get there and like me and Tracy are bullshitting, and we're talking to each other, and we're not including the customer or his girlfriend into the conversation. We're just talking shit with each other, and then I forget even how the topic comes up, but the guy starts talking about he's into S&M. Like him and his girl
Metallica?
are into S&M. Like
he beats his chick.
Yeah, of course. Like
so like Tracy and I are like,
it's mutual though.
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
well, so we were like,
I leaned in on that ass.
So Tracy's like, all of a sudden Tracy like perks up into the conversation, and he starts leaning into he's like, so you like you beat your chick, and he's like, no. He's like, I don't hit her, like, and then like, and I forget how the conversation went, but it basically got to the point where he was like, he was admitting that that she was the dominant.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, she was the dom.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was the dom.
She was
shit.
not the dom.
No,
No, he was the dom.
Oh, he was the dom.
That's why I
but
killed him.
and
The
she was, but
dom.
she was bigger than him.
Dominic.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Toretto?
so that maybe that's where I got confused. Anyway, so
She was
the
about 4 bills.
so we're getting into this, and Tracy's like quizzing him on S&M, and just
What's
like
slope 3?
the guy can't see Tracy's face.
Bullshit.
And the highlight of the conversation is like Tracy's tattooing him. He just stops and he goes, "So like, what's wrong with like regular sex?" And the guy's just like,
No.
I mean,
No.
like, and then he's like, oh, okay. And then you can literally hear the fucking machine bog down as he's like,
All right, then. Here's my response. My rebuttal.
If I can put a little bit on that.
yeah, go ahead.
That guy was a condom, first of all.
Wait, okay, when you say condom, he's a
Tool bag.
yeah, okay.
Sausage.
Okay.
You know, whatever.
Sausage.
Fucking
Sausage.
victim.
Fuck.
So
Fucking
he's picking,
victim.
he's
Yeah,
picking
man.
on this fucking.
he was talking. Oh, that's right. He was talking shit on his girl the whole time.
He's
You
picking on
fucking
this
zero.
overweight squirrel.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And he's fucking squirrel, more whatever. That's sea lion.
A swamp rat.
We'll say
Like,
sea
best.
she's probably very nice. She'd
I
probably
don't
make
doubt
you
that.
dinner. You know,
I'd take
this
that.
fucking guy is a
I need to
condom.
eat.
So he's like whooping on this lady,
Fucking-
and she's over there minding her own business, being P's and Q's.
Yeah, that's
Because
okay. That's
she's
right.
in. Remember, she's in control mode, right?
I think
Yeah,
usually you mind
she's
it.
being quiet. That's right, and he's talking. He's just talking mad shit on her. Like, oh yeah, I do this and all that.
Yeah. And
Oh,
I
that's
was like, that's real fun because I'm about to do this to you. And I just grab his
Tables
shoulder.
have turned.
I grabbed his shoulder, which was like grabbing like an 8-year-old shoulder. And I just start lighting this grown ass
Little
man
fucker.
up, and he's
Tracy
doing the
like he
finishing.
doesn't even switch out needles and grips to shade.
Yeah,
He's shading
yeah.
them with the liner.
Liner,
And,
hell
and
yeah.
the guy's like his.
and
Bags
Oh,
are bending.
yeah.
if you
Yeah,
or
remember,
just
if
starts,
you
you know-
remember, I was like, "Well, I thought you were into pain."
Yeah,
You told him that? You told him that? What was his response? What was his response?
there was no response.
There was pain was
Pain was his response.
I was like, I bet
the
you'll be
weasel
nice.
noise.
I bet you'll be nice to her later.
Oh yeah,
What's
man.
that? Oh yeah, fucker! Slap him on the fucking back before he left.
Yeah,
There's
now,
some
now that
pain,
we're,
baby,
now that
to
we're
go.
talking it out, it's
That shit was in his vertebrate.
because the topic of conversation was going okay because we were talking about music and the guy was talking about bands that he liked, and he had mentioned a couple bands that
He liked to
that-
listen when he beat his girl.
No, he hadn't gotten to that point yet. But
A
like,
long Metallica song?
I think I said something or Tracy said something
Call of Cthulhu.
about wife beating jokingly or
Here's the
something
deal.
like that.
I'll yell at a chick, but I ain't hitting no women.
Yeah, I'm not. Come on.
That's my thing.
And the thing is,
Unless
is
they
that
hit me.
the guy said something.
it's-
The guy said
especially-
something about
it's-
choking his girlfriend. or
Yeah,
something.
especially when she could literally 2 days of
We're gonna
jujitsu
get canceled.
ruin your life.
2 days.
She could roll over and just smother your fucking soul.
They have their own conversation going on. I don't know if you noticed this.
No,
That's fine.
I apologize.
No, it's kind of like,
This is how it goes. This is how it goes with attention deficit disorder over
No,
here.
that's just me. Don't forget Jacob in the mix. Jacob's fine.
if you listen
I'm
to
the
the jokes,
problem.
it was hilarious.
I'm the fucking problem.
sorry. Oh yeah.
Clearly.
No, that is wrong. You are wrong, sir. Get away
Okay, I
from me.
got
Get
one-
near me.
I got one more. I don't know if you have time. I got
We have
one
plenty
more.
of time.
Fuck it.
Well,
Just
we
one
got all
more
the
and
time.
that's it.
One more, and then we're at time.
All
We
right.
could do a tattoo.
All right.
I don't know what
That
you.
would have been cool. You should have told me.
Well,
I would have lit one of y'all up. But
Well, you know,
Okay,
things
so
happen.
I've never
It's-
been present for drunk tattoo nights, and I've always committed myself for not
Yeah,
having.
I am. I'm very vulnerable right now. You should have. You know, I would have
I
done
would just
it.
draw on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he wanted a penis on his face.
Hey, but the real deal, Holyfield, not no fucking ink bullshit.
You need that schnitzel.
I mean, that
So-
schnitzel. Go ahead. Go on.
There was
Tell
this,
me.
there was this time
Tell
where
me more.
these two winners came in,
Oh, yeah.
And they're wearing like ping jackets. Right?
What ping?
Ping like golf.
Oh, yeah.
Ping, pow, ping.
Some Arnold Palmer.
I don't know.
Some
Good fellas.
schmarter struggles. So they're around my age, but you could tell they got money and shit.
That sucks.
And they're like, it does. And they're like,
I hear you.
They have money and I don't.
Yeah.
They're like, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. I'm like, am I?
Nice.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
They were commanding you.
Okay. They were very pushy.
Okay.
And I was like, this is going to be very interesting. So his boyfriend, was standing on the outside of the counter, and I brought his Grace back. And
real. Are you serious, or are you just joking?
No, I'm making jokes because they were so up each other's ass and so.
So it seemed like they were together. Okay, I got you.
They're brown nosing.
I don't like if you
go on, tell me.
So I don't know
tell
if
me
you can
more.
do that anymore and make jokes like that, but
we
whatever.
can. This is
I don't give a
You can
shit.
edit it out if you want, but
No. Shit. This is raw, baby. As Jacob
sure
says.
they at least schnoodled. So, here's
So anyways,
the deal.
these two guys are
homeboy
banging.
comes back, and dude's like acting all tough, and he's like, I want a fucking Texas Star on my ankle. I'm like, you're about to get one. It just so happens I've been waiting all day to do that. So I put him in the highest possible chair. I don't lay him
barbershop?
down. I don't lay him down.
What is this?
Like a barbershop chair.
Yeah.
And I put his leg up on an armrest. So he's so uncomfortable. He's like this, and he's all drunk. And I
didn't know that.
I think he was drunk, but then he like sobered up a little bit. But he's still like dickhead, you know?
Yeah, dickhead.
So
drunk.
I'm like,
gotcha.
you're a lot of fun, buddy. So I'm like, you ready? Put the stencil on. It's like, whatever, bro. And I'm like,
bro,
you about to find out.
Why'd you call me
He
a
goes,
bro?
it's my first tattoo. I'm like, delicious. So I just outlined the entire thing
in one stroke
and just zoom. So he starts doing the snake, right? He's in the tall chair. He's doing the snake. He's wiggling.
Wow.
He's starting to slide down. And I don't even try to catch him because he's a prick. So I'm like, all right, bro. And then he hits the ground.
He falls out of the chair while you're tattooing.
He falls out of the chair. His friend's yelling. But he's afraid to come around because he thinks I just killed his friend by tattooing his ankle, which is like, what is this, voodoo?
He starts accusing you.
He's terrified. And the guy hits his head on the floor, and then he turns over, hat falls off. No offense. Anyone that's bald. Sorry, bald people.
Wow.
Just saying.
That was a pre-diss.
This is the first time in history in this podcast that anybody's mentioned a disclaimer. Go ahead. About baldness.
This guy is bald as Fizzuck. And I'm like, dude, I could see what you're thinking.
Oh, shit.
And his friend was not happy.
No.
He was not
Clearly.
happy.
Great. That's great.
He was probably laughing on the inside.
He
Just a
slithered
bitch.
for a while. Too.
He slithered.
I mean, the chair's like this.
Did he make
high,
that
so
noise by any chance?
The chair's at least like 3.5, 4 feet off the ground.
He didn't make a noise when I started the stabbing, but towards the end he goes.
When he falls down.
Hey, the best part is when his friend was like, "Did you kill him?" And I was like, "No, he's fine.
No.
He's just a."
If I wanted
pussy.
to kill him, I would. You know,
And I was like,
I'm gonna need cash for this.
I was
up
like,
front.
I was like, definitely gonna pay for this. But I was like, "Did your dad pay your car insurance?" And they were both like confused, like, "Yeah, weird."
just ask a random fucking question. Like, yeah, weird. Wait, hold on. So how much did you charge for that? I'm curious.
You didn't
Damn, really?
You didn't get
It was
paid
just
nothing
it was
for
just a thrill of like, fuck this motherfucker. I'm gonna make sure.
Well, he came in with the wrong attitude at the wrong time.
Yeah,
and he got penetrata. Or penetracy, as they say.
Nice, man. That was good, man.
Yeah.
Tracy, thank you for coming on and
Yeah.
hanging out with us.
Awesome.
Hell yeah,
Awesome.
baby.
We've been trying to set
I love
this
you,
up
Rob.
for a while. I love you too, brother.
I don't.
And
You don't have to.
I know.
Tracy was the
Thanks,
best
man.
man in my wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jake and Paul,
That's so
you guys
long.
were in our wedding.
Yeah.
Quick story on that. What
Oh.
about you picking me up the day before, and then all of a sudden, Ravens on swords, and it's not supposed to be metal?
Oh, no, what are you
What?
talking about? It's not supposed
I
to be
think I
metal.
say, yeah,
I picked that tie out just for you because that shit was fucking awesome. So
What about when I played Return of the Mac? And
that was awesome
shit.
as well. So
Return
son,
of the Match
now
Back.
my wife wasn't happy about it at the time.
now
but
it's all.
That's what
good
now,
song.
that's
It
what
only
wives
cost
are
me
for, though.
20 it only
Take it
cost
over
me
the
20
90s.
bucks.
I'll throw this story
My
out there.
little
This
Mac
this
Daddy.
goes to show you 11 and a half years ago.
God damn.
when my wife and I got married, like the day before the
okay.
wedding, I messaged
Okay.
Tracy. I was like, "Hey man, you got your clothes for the wedding?" And he's like, "No, I haven't had time to go shopping yet." And I was like, "It's the day before. He's the best man. Has not gone."
Damn.
And we didn't have tuxes. I didn't want to do tuxes, so I didn't want
That's why I
everybody to
didn't
have
worry
to.
about shopping.
So I was
didn't
like,
have to go to, like,
I was like,
fucking
bro, I
bridal
need you to
exchange or
have,
some
you know, like everybody was just had to wear black and white, some combination of
Yeah,
black and
I
white.
remember. Yeah,
So
wasn't
Tracy and I,
fancy.
we met up, and we're like, oh, let's go get margaritas and then go
Delicious.
shopping.
That was so much fun, dude.
And
Nice. At the
and
mall?
Then we went to fucking.
Yeah.
We went to fucking Memorial City
arms
Mall
are
and
long.
had.
Oh, nice.
Well,
They just
you're really
big.
far
Well-
away. They're wide, not long.
Yeah.
Where'd you have margaritas at Memorial City Mall?
There
For the
used
arcade?
to be.
Benny Hill,
Benny
Berry
Hills,
Hill.
yeah.
Benny Hill was not there.
There's
Marty Hill.
Christian,
It
Marty
used to be
Hill.
a Los Cucos.
It's Berry Hill.
Berry Hill. I'm sorry.
I think it used to be a Los
Yeah,
Cucos.
there was
No.
Los Cucos, yeah.
So we went. And
No,
we,
not at Memorial City.
we went to the
Fajitas
mall and we
tacos.
found. Tracy was like, "I want to do like a black shirt with a white tie," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," because I was wearing a white shirt with a black tie.
Yeah.
I was like, "That'd be cool. Let's find you a cool white tie." And we were at, I forget, like fucking.
It was Dillard's.
Was it Dillard's?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, at
shit.
Dillard's,
It's
we
Dillard's
found this.
time.
I still have that tie.
We found
Nice.
this fucking white tie with ghosted ravens with
holding
swords.
Oh, shit.
Images on it. It looks white, but when you look at it, it had images of ravens and swords. It was
Almost
super metal.
ghost-like. Like the
Yeah, it was ghosted
ghost-
images on
Yeah.
there, and we both looked at each other and were like, "What? That's what you're wearing? Like that's what you?" I was
It's just
super
fake,
jelly because I
baby.
wanted to wear
Yeah.
it.
Nice.
But anyway, that's
Cool story,
day,
bro.
day
Yeah.
before the fucking wedding.
Hey,
That's hilarious.
That's even better, actually.
That's not even the worst wedding
Yeah.
story. The worst wedding story is Linhart showing up an hour and a half late.
How about me
Reeking of
getting you
booze.
throwed on Jameson?
Throwed on it.
Throwed on Jameson while we're getting dressed.
Wow.
I wasn't
That's
drunk.
that's
I
cruel.
wasn't. Ryan,
That's
okay,
cruel. He
I
did
was
that
a
to
little
you?
drunk because Ryan and I
You
missed
threw
our
it at
intro.
him. That's
No,
gonna
Sir-
stick.
Sir
You know that, right?
you're dumb, Paul.
You're
So
very brilliant.
we were during the wedding
Uh-huh.
ceremony.
You were
Twist.
gone, pecan.
I was not that gone.
Hey, you're kind of wasted, man.
God.
Not at the beginning.
I was holding your beard out.
With
your
my
way.
bizarre.
I didn't even have a beard at the
Oh,
time.
shit.
Maybe,
That was last night,
maybe
man.
you're good at holding it together.
Yeah.
I was.
But you were definitely
Not-
drunk.
I didn't see that in the bachelor
I was
party.
definitely drunk because
No fucking
the
way.
cue music for me and Ryan to walk out to the altar, we totally missed. Totally missed it.
How
By
weird.
the time I heard any kind of music, Melissa, like the bridesmaids and groomsmen, were already walking up the
I was
aisle.
like the Faust, the fat hairy Faust in the back.
we had
giving
me and
people
Ryan like
fucking
me and Ryan
Hobbit,
like we
like
were in
this,
this act and we
drink
like
this,
ran
drink
up to the
this.
stage. We were like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
oh fuck.
What about when your dad just shut off the lights because he's like, that's it.
That's it.
Well, you were making everybody do
Bruce,
keg
bitch.
stands.
I
It's a free
participated. It's a free keg.
We
It's
didn't
like
even
this
tap one of
country.
those kegs.
Yeah, we
I thought we
did.
were no. One of them didn't get tapped.
I just remember sliding underneath Eric on the floor. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was
a fun
fun.
night.
I just remember turning the Mac.
Turn it back.
Me.
I just remember
Yes,
the
sir.
fucking music was not fucking loud enough. That's all I
just
remember.
remember
the whole
ending up
night.
at a house party and Randy wanted to fight somebody.
I do remember. I remember y'all telling me about that.
I do
later.
remember there was only one girl available, and she was a lesbian, and Brian was trying to I'll turn her over.
Oh,
I'll get her on our side. That didn't happen.
Microphone.
Mike.
No. Into the mic.
Yeah, talk into the mic.
No.
Are you trying to
Everything's
distance
recorded.
yourself?
Oh. I walked with
Return
that
to the match
nice
smack.
lady. If it's
Yeah.
okay to call her a lady at this point.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lady.
Yeah, she is a lady. I'm not arguing with that.
Is it okay to call her a lady?
Yeah, probably not.
They're gonna,
I mean, I
take
feel
your
like
booth
you're-
away.
I
We're gonna
feel
get
like-
canceled.
I feel like if you
Don't worry about it.
I feel like
Let's
if
go
you have a
nuts.
schnitzel, you're always going to be wrong no matter what. You know?
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah, well-
Even if you do go the other side, yes,
We're
you're
not
still
going
wrong.
into cancel culture on this episode. That's
But
another.
we will
Hey, Tracy,
cancel
give me your
culture.
booth. I'm canceling you.
You're
not getting my booth.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
And on that note,
that
I've been Rob.
Yeah,
I'm Jake.
That's
Tracy.
Tracy. I am fucking Paul. God damn it.
We have been Gentlemen No Class. Thank you for joining us on another episode. Tracy, thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
We've got more drinking to do, so
yes, we
we'll
do.
catch you guys
Ta-ta.
next time. Later.